Sloth Uni. We have another 10 full Tuesday coming right at y'all. And if you couldn't tell from the title of the video, that's probably why you here. We started off with the big sluggers. We started off with the big slugger topics. Is the Chiefs dynasty over? Now listen. If you saw my previous video about the playoff predictions, I had the Texans in his last game. Did this Chiefs L look pretty? No, this was a bad L for the Chiefs. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yes, you anybody who is defending the Chiefs and Mahomes can say the pieces around him, the team around him, didn't do much to help him. But anybody who watched that game and has watched football for the entirety, the tenure of the Chiefs dynasty, since Mahomes has stepped foot into the league, this is arguably regular season. That's probably the worst game I ever saw Patrick Mahomes play. Regular season. Speaking regular season, that's probably the worst game I've seen Patrick Mahomes play. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like if there's another game, it's just blanking in my mind. But call it recency bias. That's probably the worst game I've seen Patrick Mahomes play. And the Chiefs have not looked good all season. They've had problems. There's just been things stacking up. And honestly, I feel like they're really just fatigued from making it to the playoffs and making deep playoff runs year after year after year after year. We saw similar with the 49ers this past season. They were just fatigued. And the Chiefs have been doing it for longer. And they went even farther for multiple years. But it's still, I cannot, with all of that being said, I cannot say that the Chiefs dynasty is over. Will they? I still have them making the playoffs because I still think that they can win out the rest of these games. They will need some help though. They will need some help. Even if they win out the rest of their games, they need a few playoff teams to lose some games in order to actually make it in. They no longer control their destiny. They can still. I have them getting in as the 7th seed. I have them. Now, I would love for my Miami Dolphins, to make it in as the 7th seed, win out. But realistically speaking, that it's more likely that the Chiefs will find a way to make it into the 7th seed. Honestly, while we're talking about the Dolphins, because we're really not even going to talk about the Dolphins in this video, but I just want to bring up this point. If they make it to 500, they got me. If they beat the Steelers, they got me back on board. They got me back on board for this playoff run. I will regain hope in this season. I will regain hope. But there is one thing that the Dolphins need to do in order for me to believe this isn't the same old Dolphins. It's not beat the Steelers. It's not beat the Bengals. It's not beat the Buccaneers. It's not win in negative temps. It's not win in snowy weather. It's none of that. It is because this is the problem. Listen, I've been a Dolphins fan for over a decade. The biggest problem that I've seen with the Dolphins, and the biggest reason why people in the media and national media and people in the majority of the public don't believe in the Miami Dolphins, is because whenever they actually have expectations, they fall flat on their face. Every single time and every single year they actually have expectations, they fall flat on their face. So if they can act now, if they make it to 500, the expectation from the general public will be go out and make the playoffs, or at least go out and win out to have the chance of making the playoffs. So if they can go 10-7, I will believe that things have actually changed around that organization. Otherwise, in my opinion, same old Dolphins. But back on the Chiefs, who I think will be the actual 7th seed. Also, if you think I'm not a real Miami Dolphins fan, look, I have a chain that I wear around literally every single time or 90% of the time I leave the house. It's this Miami Dolphins chain that I always keep right up. I don't know if you can see that. Along with my Lord of the Rings ring. So yeah, I constantly, I always rep my team, even when we were losing, even when we were 1-6. Even when we were 1-6, I was still going out with the Miami Dolphins on my chest. I will bring out the jersey, but I don't want to reach into the closet, do all that moving, you know. But I got a Merino jersey too, you know. Listen. We're deep entrenched into this shit. Unfortunately, but I'm a fan till I die. Back to the Chiefs. Anybody who has watched football for more than 10 years, I should say, more than 10 years, can't watch what's going on with the Chiefs and still just have in the back of their head that Mahomes and Andy Reid and company, because it's gonna take a collective. It's gonna take the collective for them to do this. But I think they will find a way to make it to the playoffs. Will they do anything in the playoffs? It depends on who they play. I think they can get into. I think they can make the dance, but I think they'll either be one and dones, or they'll win one game and they'll be bounced. I don't think they're making it to the AFC. I don't think they're making it to the AFC Championship game, and Super Bowl is definitely out of the question, in my opinion. Does that mean the dynasty is over? It depends on what your expectation. And honestly, a lot of people's expectations for the Chiefs was Super Bowl this year. I thought they were going to win the AFC. Thought they were going to be the best team in the AFC, hands down. But things just didn't work out that way. And I'm not sure what's going on with the Chiefs, because they don't look like a good football team right now. Like they look like a 6-7 team right now. They're playing like a 6-7 team right now, and it's very mind-boggling. It's hard for my brain to compute that Patrick Mahomes, a fully healthy, 75% healthy Chiefs team, for the most part they're healthy, is struggling so much, and they're on the verge. If they miss the playoffs, the dynasty is officially over. If they make the playoffs, then it's like, they made the playoffs. So you can't say the dynasty is officially over. Maybe if they get one and done bounced out, then it's like, okay, the dynasty is on its last legs. But you can't say it's over. If they miss the playoffs, the dynasty is over. So honestly, listen, leave a comment if you think that the Chiefs dynasty will be over, which means they're going to miss the playoffs flat out, or if you think it's going to be on its last legs, which they'll make the playoffs but either be one and dones or win one and get bounced out. I still think they'll make the playoffs. I can't watch Patrick Mahomes and just not believe that he's going to find a way to just come through. But they haven't been doing that this season at all. Like at that point, it's just dry hope. It's just dry hope that we want that. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like the Chiefs. Me personally, listen, I'm not going to say I hate the Chiefs, but a lot of people hate the success that they've had and the dominance that they've had. The Patriots saw a lot of that. Listen, I was on the other side of that. I was on the other side. As a Dolphins fan, I went into every single season hoping to make the wild card because we had Tom Brady over there just putting the beat down with the paws on the entire AFC in the league. Like, yeah, I'm done with the hatred. Once Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay, the sun started shining. But then I was like, wait a second, we still got Josh Allen over here in the division. And then Drake May just spawned in too. So things aren't looking too bright over here. But Patrick Mahomes he's as an enjoyer of football, as an enjoyer of watching greatness. I enjoy watching Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, and it hurts my heart to see them on just down bad like this. It hurts my heart to see them down bad like this. And truthfully, I think not making the playoffs would be the best case scenario for them. Level with me. I think they just need to take a year back, no playoffs, and reevaluate top to bottom everything about their team. And I don't think they need to rebuild. I think they need to retool. I think they need to go back to the drawing board, because right now, whatever they have going on is not working at all. So they just switch things up. Listen, don't even get into the playoffs, honestly. Miami can take that spot. But truthfully, I feel like the best thing for the Chiefs right now is to miss the playoffs, get some rest, hit the drawing board, retool, and come back at it next season. Because as of right now, yes, I know making the playoff or get into the Super Bowl is the ultimate goal. So making the playoffs is the first step in that goal. But they're not going anywhere. And I know they're gonna keep trying to fight for the playoffs. But truthfully, with how I just saw the Chargers play, it's gonna take a lot for the Chiefs to even make it past the Chargers, because they have to win out. And let me bring up the Chiefs schedule. I know the Chargers was on the Chiefs schedule. The Chiefs remaining schedule is pretty easy, honestly. But there's two teams who could literally just end the Chiefs dynasty with the snap of their fingers, and they're both in division, so they're going to be tough games. Next up, they have the Chargers, which, with how the Chargers just played, it's going to be a tough game. I still do have the Chiefs winning this. I have the Chiefs winning this football game. Then the Titans. I'm not going to lie to you. That's belt to ass. And then they play the Broncos. See, that's going to be the one. If the Broncos can beat the Chiefs, if the Broncos can beat the Chiefs, and I mean sweep the Chiefs, that would be the nail in the coffin. That'd be the nail in the coffin. All of one of these teams need to do is just beat the Chiefs, and they're not making the playoffs. And then they ended off with the Raiders. I'm not gonna lie to you, that's another belt ass. That's another BTA. So it's all up to the Broncos, in my opinion, because I don't think that the Chargers are gonna be the ones to end the Chiefs. So that it's really, can the Broncos sweep the Chiefs? The biggest question, which I believe they can. Their defense is good enough to do it, and especially with how the Chiefs have been playing, they need to figure something out and fast, because whatever they're doing is not working. Get back to the drawing board. If you guys want to make a playoff run, because listen, if they make the playoffs, anything's possible. Because at that point, it's Mahomes against the world. If they make the playoffs, anything's possible. Who would be shocked? Raise your hand. Genuine question. Not even raise your. Put it in the comment section. Would you be shocked? Truthfully, would you be shocked if the Chiefs were to make the playoffs and go on a run to the Super Bowl and win it? Would you be shocked? I'm not gonna lie. I would. With how they're playing, I would be a little shocked. But it wouldn't surprise me. There's a difference. I'll be shocked, but it wouldn't surprise me. All right. Speaking of the Broncos, that leads us into our next segment. Who is the best team in the AFC? And a lot of people just put the Broncos are number one in the AFC. Kind of. I need to fact check that. But record-wise, they're tied with the Patriots. And a lot of people just favor the Broncos just because a lot of people are saying that the Patriots' schedule has been a little peewee, a little easy bake, which I don't disagree with. Their schedule has been a little easy, but let's not take away from the fact that these two teams are built very similarly. They both have great defenses. Their run game is the Patriots' newfound run game is just starting to take off, but they both have above average to good run games. And they've had inconsistent. The Patriots' passing game has been a lot better. It's been a lot better than the Broncos as a whole, but recently, apart from I believe this last week, the Patriots were just on bye, but the week before that, it was a little bit of inconsistency with the Patriots' passing game. A little bit. Nothing crazy, but a little bit. But that's where I would give defense, Broncos edge, but Patriots' defense is still really good. Run game, in my opinion, I'm giving it to the Patriots. Before Travion Henderson emerged, I would have said Broncos, 100%. But I sat here and I told everybody, and I put it on Twitter, Travion Henderson, once Ramondre went, I was like, Travion Henderson is going to unlock this Patriots running game. And he did. and did. And now that the Patriots, that was the biggest flaw for the Patriots in my opinion, and why I didn't believe in them going into the postseason. But now that they actually have the ability to run the football, I think that they could make it to the top. They could make it to the AFC Championship game. I would neither be shocked nor surprised if the Patriots even made it to the Super Bowl. I think the biggest thing that's standing in the Patriots' way is Drake May's inexperience and this team's inexperience in general in the playoffs. But Mike Vrabel is a coach who has playoff experience, to my knowledge, at least. Hold up. Let me double check on this. Hey Siri, did Mike Vrabel make the AFC Championship game with the Titans? One second. He did. I had to double fact check that. Yes, Mike Vrabel led the Titans to the AFC Championship game in 2019 with, I'm pretty sure it was Ryan Tannehill. So, Mike Vrabel has been there, done this, and he's done it with the Patriots as a player. So Mike Vrabel has the coaching experience to lead a team to at the bare minimum AFC Conference Championship. So don't get me wrong, the Broncos have Sean Payton, who has a Super Bowl. Sean Payton has a Super Bowl. But if these two teams were to face off, Broncos versus Patriots, I wholeheartedly believe the Patriots will win. Yes, the Broncos defense has been smothering everybody they've been playing against. At least other than the Commanders, which was a crazy game. But and the Patriots defense isn't as good as the Broncos defense, but the Patriots have a sneakily elite defense. Like, if you were thinking of the top 10 defenses in the league, Patriots have to be in there. In my opinion, Patriots have to be in there. And with how they run their offense, their passing game at least, it's hard to, you can say, oh, we're going to come in and shut down Stephon Diggs. Oh, that's okay. We'll just pass it to Hunter Henry, to Kyle Williams, to Kayshon Boutte. It's like they have options. They have options. They don't have to just box themselves in to one way of playing. This is how I would love for the Miami Dolphins to build their passing offense, at least. Have a variety. Have guys who play roles and not just superstars. And don't get me wrong, I know I keep coming back to Miami, but I've been begging and pleading the Dolphins to go to a run-heavy offense, and they finally have it. They finally have done it. So there's a part of me that is happy now. But finish the job. Go build the balanced passing attack. Because that's one thing I haven't seen in a long time in Miami. But the Patriots have a very balanced passing attack. They have a slot demon in Stephon Diggs. They have an outside jump ball guy in Kayshon Boutte who can go and get those physical tough catches. And then they have multiple burners, whether it be Pop Douglas as a yak guy who can either catch it deep or he can catch a slant or an in-breaking route or a dig and just take it to the house. They have a Kyle Williams who can take the top off of a defense. They have Hunter Henry who can eat up middle of the field. They have a variety of ways that they can beat you. And Drake May has been playing some very good football. He's been playing very good football. They built an offensive line around him. They built things the right way. And they're going to be a very hard team to beat. Literally, the only thing that's stopping them is Drake May's inexperience. And honestly, that could work out in their favor. Because, I mean, it's his first time in the playoffs. So the weight of the playoffs may not even hit him, honestly. He might just be like, oh, we're in the playoffs. It's extra games. I mean, he's like, it's the first time here, you know. It is what it is. Well, I mean, we'll see how he takes it. But on the flip side, you have the Broncos, who their offense looks like it's starting to click as well. And you want to talk about a balanced offense, the exact same thing. The Broncos, if anything, have better offensive weapons than the Patriots. Offensive line, stellar. Run game, efficient. Defense, top 3 in the league. Don't get me wrong, it'll be a great game. I take the Patriots personally because I believe in their offense a little bit more. But I will say, the Broncos, what they have shown me, and a lot of people can say they're frauds, you know, their point differential, whatever. The Broncos have shown me that they know how to win tough games. And that's what you need to do in the playoffs. Because not every game, especially in the playoffs, is going to be sunshine and roses and daisies and la la la. No. It's going to be gritty. It's going to be grindy. It's going to be tough. It's going to be nasty. It's going to be one of them get it out the mud games. And the Broncos have shown me time after time that they know how to win these football games. The Patriots have won those as well. But the Broncos, it's like they be fighting for their lives and they come out on top. And it's not like it's luck all the time. Like they actually earn it. I'm not saying the Patriots haven't earned it. With all that being said, I still have the Broncos. I'm still sticking. Listen, I'm not flip-flopping. I'm still sticking with the Broncos winning the AFC. But I do currently think that the Patriots are the best team in the AFC. I do currently think the Patriots are the best team in the AFC. But I said the Broncos and Rams were going to be in the Super Bowl, and I'm sticking with that because I still do believe that. It honestly, it depends on who they play, because I think that the Broncos can run through pretty much every team in the AFC but the Patriots. And I think the Patriots will have trouble with some teams in the AFC, depending on who the Patriots play. And depending on how, like I said, Drake May performs in the playoffs. So there's a lot of variables that once they get into the playoffs, there's a lot of variables for the Patriots, which is why I still say that I think the Broncos will win the AFC and make it to the Super Bowl. But regular season wise, who I think the best team in the AFC is, I think it's the Patriots. Oddly enough, I think it's the Patriots. And now, with this last segment, I've been doing a lot of thinking on this. I've been grinding. I've been grinding the gears in my brain, racking it up, and I finally come to a near conclusion that I'm more than likely gonna make a decision tonight in this episode. Who will field Kyler Murray in 2026? Or who will trade for Kyler Murray in 2026? I've been alluding for a while now, honestly, that Kyler Murray's time in Arizona will be over. And honestly, it's coming to fruition. But the biggest thing is who would really trade for him, especially at this point, because there's a lot of teams who are either committed to a quarterback already, whether it be an older quarterback, a younger quarterback. They can't afford Kyler Murray. It wouldn't make sense for them to go after Kyler Murray because of the situation that they're in with their quarter. There aren't going to be a lot of suitors for the Kyler Murray Express. A lot of people could say the Browns, but personally, I think that with how Shedeur Sanders has looked, even though I'm still not the biggest believer in him, I think he's shown enough to warrant him at least being the backup next year. They're still paying Deshaun Watson. I know a lot of you guys don't like Deshaun Watson as a person, as a talent, but they're still paying him a ridiculous amount of money. So I think that the Browns are still going to stay committed to that, and I think they're going to start Deshaun Watson next year. And if he doesn't pan out, I think they're going to give Shedeur Sanders another chance to win the job. One could say the Raiders. Well, the Raiders do have a chance at going to get Kyler Murray, but I think that the Raiders would rather draft a quarterback because they're really in no position to compete at all. Like they don't have any weapons. They need offensive line. Like they need a lot of pieces. And what would really be different from being Kyler Murray would really be in a worse situation on the Raiders than he was on the Cardinals. Truth be told. Also, I'm not sure if Pete Carroll would want to trade for Kyler Murray. But there are two teams who I do think also I didn't say the Saints because I think they would want to give Tyler Shaw. I think they're going to commit a little bit more to Tyler Shaw than what people think. There are two teams who I firmly believe could be in a silent bidding war next year for Kyler Murray, and that is the New York Jets and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'm aware that neither one of those teams, honestly, neither one of those teams' fans want to hear that they could be in a bidding war for Kyler Murray, because the New York Jets side, they would prefer a younger quarterback like Fernando Mendoza. But realistically speaking, I think that they really won't be able to get him because there are worse teams in the NFL than the Jets. And yes, the Jets do have a lot of picks, but imagine if they traded for Kyler Murray and then used all those picks to actually build a better roster around him, which they could do. And the Steelers are in a very unique situation because honestly, would you prefer Kyler Murray or Aaron Rodgers? I'm taking Kyler Murray, especially with what Aaron Rodgers has shown us this year. He's had his moments, but he's visibly old. Like his time is almost done. Like he's on his last legs. he says he wants to play again next year, but I'm not sure if the Steelers really fully want him back next year, especially if they have a chance to get Kyler Murray at what I'm assuming won't be too crazy of a price, because I don't think he'll have as big of a market as people would assume, especially with the name value that he brings. I'm not sure if he'll have too crazy of a market. I think really the biggest two teams that will be bidding on him will be the Jets and the Steelers. And I truly believe that the Steelers might stick to their guns the Steelers will have to make a choice. They've never really traded up for a quarterback, and they've never really traded for a high value quarterback, like traded actual assets for a quarterback. And they've been kind of stuck in this limbo for a long time of always being too good to really be in a range to draft a quarterback, and never wanting to give up the amount of draft capital that you would need to actually grab or trade for a quarterback, and instead using that draft capital to keep their team competitive. So they're going to need to make a decision soon. And honestly, I think that they might just stick to their guns and stick to their ways. And I wholeheartedly believe that Kyler Murray will be playing quarterback for the New York Jets next season. And with that, that is my final tinfoil take of this Tuesday. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys' tinfoil takes are. Let me know what your wildest takes are. Let me know what you think about my takes. But I hope you all enjoyed. As always, stay safe, spread love,